Well, just walked out of Best Buy. So far, no issues. All right, I was thinking of ways that we can impose these mask mandates, at least peacefully for now. And I thought of 5 pretty simple things that almost all of us should be able to do, especially the first 4 things. Now, they may seem small, but if enough of us do them, they should add up to make a difference. The first thing should be fairly obvious. Simply, don't wear a mask when you're entering a business. Never voluntarily wear a mask. Make someone take time out of their day to come ask you to wear a mask. Now, I know that may seem small or petty, but it should prove to the business to be impractical to force the issue when employees have to drop what they're doing to come ask people to wear a mask every 2 minutes, especially if the vast majority of people stop wearing masks. Now, I know some businesses like Walmart may not really apply to because they have the money and ability to hire people just to stand there and be door greeters, but most businesses are not as large as Walmart. And don't let these signs that are posted intimidate you into wearing a mask. I know some of them look very authoritative and very official, like you're about to enter some kind of TSA checkpoint, but I've walked past signs like that and I've done my shopping and left without anybody saying anything. However, I'll admit, I've been in other businesses where the signs didn't look as official or authoritative and employees wanted to push the issue. And I may get into that later if there's time. The second thing you can do is, if you are confronted by an employee asking you to wear a mask, there's 3 ways you can handle it. Preferably, the first way is you can refuse to wear the mask, tell them that you're not going to wear a mask and why you disagree with having to wear a mask, and that you'll leave if they ask you to leave, but that you're not going to wear a mask. And of course, if they ask you to leave, then you have to leave. Another way is, if you have a medical condition that exempts you, you can explain that to them and try to push the issue a little further through a manager or potentially through a lawsuit if an attorney says you have a good one. And then the third way you can handle this second thing is grudgingly comply. And that is the least preferable option, but I get it. You can't order a haircut online. And sometimes you just need to quickly get groceries, so I get it. But if you grudgingly comply, what I mean by that is you A, voice your disagreement with it, and B, don't bring a mask in when you put on. Ask for one of their masks. Make them offer you a mask. Make them give you one of their masks. And again, I know that may seem small, but the more masks they have to give out, that's more masks they have to buy, more money out of their pocket, more time out of their pocket getting masks for people. So hopefully we'll further prove that it's just impractical to push the issue. Sure, they may leave the signs up and keep the policy there, but it should motivate them not to mess with people over the mask and confront them over it when it's just proving to be too impractical and costing too much time away from other things that need to get done. All right. But that's about all we can do while we're there in the store. We can't, force them to service us or sell us something. It's not worth committing a robbery over. Now, I know there's a time in revolution or war where, a business may have to choose a side, but we're not quite there yet. And the goal is to hopefully avoid that scenario entirely. The third thing you can do is contact the stores and the politicians. Write the stores and let them know that you're not going to shop there anymore if you're not going to. And if you are going to take your business online, that you're going to do it through a competitor, that they're not going to get your money through another avenue. Let them know why it's a horrible idea to have a mask mandate, why it's stupid, why they're ineffective, or whatever the reasons are that you oppose them. I don't want to get lost in the weeds of the reasons to oppose these things in this video, otherwise it will be too long. And when contacting the politicians, make sure if you have a government mask mandate in your area, make sure you contact elected officials at every level, city, county, state, and federal, and demand that these unconstitutional mask mandates be stopped immediately. Explain that they're unconstitutional and they're a violation of your rights and why they don't even work or make sense. And tell them that it's unacceptable and you demand for it to be stopped now. The fourth thing you can do, especially if you're someone who traditionally supports good police or constitutionally minded law enforcement, is reach out to law enforcement officers in your area. Individually, when you see them out in public, speak with them peacefully, as well as the department officially, speaking to the sheriff or the chief of police or whoever handles the official correspondence for the department. And let them know that these mask mandates are unconstitutional and ask them not to violate their oath. ask them to uphold the Constitution and not enforce these unconstitutional mask mandates. And remind them that, you support good law enforcement officers who arrest criminals that commit legitimate crimes, and that they shouldn't betray the very people who support them to appease the people who hate them anyway. Don't betray us to appease the very politicians and the very leftist control freak mob who hate you already, who have been calling for you to be defunded, who have wanted to see you guys crucified, who have wanted, and these politicians who are ready to throw you under the bus every time there's a controversial incident. Don't betray us to appease the people who hate you anyway. And I know that may sound silly, but when you look at a lot of these protests of leftists and stuff like that, they're all wearing masks, and not just the Antifa mask. They're wearing these COVID masks. Now, not everyone wearing a mask is a communist. I get it. But the vast majority of people who aggressively support these government mandates that force people to wear masks, most of them are leftists who hate police anyway. So remind officers of this. And then the fifth thing is organized protest or groups of mass civil disobedience. If there's a store in your area and they're standing up against this, show up there in large numbers with no one wearing a mask. Where there's so many people not wearing masks that the police, if they choose to violate their oath, can't do anything about it anyway. Or the health department can't do anything about it anyway. We can't ask businesses not to try to get us to wear a mask in their business, and then when they actually stand with us, leave them holding the bag to get shut down or to get fined. We need to stand with them and support them. We can't leave them hanging. And we need to stand together as Americans, as American businesses, American business owners, American citizens, American law enforcement who value individual liberty and constitutionally limited government. Because if we keep letting this go on, it's not going to stop. We need to draw the line somewhere. You already have the World Health Organization talking about going into people's homes and taking children out of the home to supposedly prevent the spread of the virus in the home. You have governors saying that the state's going to do well-being checks on your children due to the virus and come into your home without a warrant. Completely unacceptable. We need to start drawing the line and start standing up now, or it's going to get much, much worse. I get we all have exceptions like I said, I get you can't get a haircut online. So you may suck it up and put on a mask to get a haircut. I get it. But most of the time, you can simply not wear a mask. Most of the places I go, I don't wear a mask or I leave when they say something about it. I just hope everyone will wake up and say enough of this, because it's clearly about control. When they're releasing criminals because of it instead of having them wear a mask, it's about control.